Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Oh, I thought that would fade out, but it did not. It ended abruptly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I want to let everyone know that even though the theme song did just say with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves, Jamal is not here again. And now you're like, well, that's lying. The song lied. And yeah, the song is lying now.
It did lie. Oftentimes when the song lies, we get the singer, rapper, artist to go back in and fix the lie, re-record it, and send it to us. For this one, he refuses to do it. He said that it's too small of a change. Also, he's not going to do that for us.
Yeah.
And he said us and underlined it.
He just said he said that some things you don't ask for, and apparently that's crossing the line, is asking him to do that. So he said, I would do anything for Pod Chef, but I won't do that. And what that was, and apparently what Meatloaf was talking about too, was changing the song lyrics to not be a lie. So
he sang it to us. He sent us a voice memo.
He
said, I would do anything for Pod Chef, but I won't do that.
And we tried to tell him, like, that took more work than what it
I won't do that.
Yeah, it did. Sorry to interrupt. I thought you were done.
That's okay. No, that's
I know you're going to do the whole thing. I was like, that's more harder to do than just fixing the song. And he was like, I choose how I spend my time.
Yeah. That's how an artist is, though, right? They pick and choose what they feel inspired to give to you in that moment. And he didn't feel inspired to correct the song, even though the song's wrong. So, that's where we are right now. It's just the two of us. And if you feel that the way that the podcast is, when it's just, me and Brian, it feels, racist and not good. I don't know that I can do about it. All right.
Yeah, I can apologize profusely. And you know what? According to books, that's what I should be doing anyway.
Yes.
For who I am. So again, it's another apology from me. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna keep doing the work, and I'm gonna do better. But it's not my fault that Jamal's not here. It's Broadway's fault. So you're mad at anyone.
Yes.
It's Broadway.
We went into it last time. Broadway came calling for him, and now on top of his hit, musical play, whatever it is, experience is what he called it. He's been asked to host the Tony Awards.
Yep.
And I mean, the story behind that is a little confusing. It's a little convoluted. He submitted his play, musical, immersive experience thing for the Tonys to be considered, and it turned out it wasn't eligible. Because I guess his whole experience is morphed into, he just kind of like a screen comes down and then people have to sit and watch. I think it was American History X 5 times. It's kind of like 5 times on a loop.
Yeah.
That's the experience, and then like lights up and people leave. So like the Tonys were saying that like that's not really, we don't have a category for anything like that. But as a bargaining chip, they were like, would you like to host the Tonys?
And that's I feel like that's a lot of times that's the bargaining chip a lot of people throw out there. Like I know that I've been in arguments with my wife. We'll be like, well, you took the trash out. You should have done it. You know, you didn't do it. So what are you going to do about it? And I was like, well, what I could do is I could offer you an opportunity to host the Tonys.
Yeah.
And she doesn't usually take it, but it is on the table. And I think
God.
that's
why would you take it?
It's
I mean, the amount of times I've been offered to host the Tonys. Oh, sorry, we don't have enough change for your dollar, sir, says the checkout counter at Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to host the Tonys instead? No, keep the money. I don't want to host the Tonys. But of course, for Jamal, he's like, okay, yeah, this feels good. But I think it's all about he wants to he probably has something planned.
Yeah. It's going to be big. I imagine it'll be really, really big. And I'm almost positive that he knows what the Tonys are, that they are the Broadway Awards, and that it's not like just a bunch of guys named Tony that you're having over to your house, and you're going to show them around the city and, you know, take care of them and do a bit of an Airbnb situation. Because we know it's not Verbo, because with Verbo, your host is never there. You know, we know that for a fact. He's never there.
They're not allowed to be there. Well, they're there. They're just 6 feet underground because they've been murdered. But they're just not in the house. They're not allowed.
Yeah, you can't see them. You can probably smell them. You could smell them. Mm-hmm. You can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, maybe Jamal thinks that a bunch of Tonys are going to his house, and he's got to, you know, let him use his guest bed, host the Tonys. You never know.
I think that's it. You know, he kept telling me that he was excited to see Tina there. So I think he's maybe conflating it with Tony and Tina's wedding.
What is that? What's supposed to know what Tony and Tina's wedding is? I used to get look, folks, I get references. This one I don't get. Tony and Tina.
It's kind of like a fun play experience where you go to, and this has been my experience with it, okay? You like go to an actual like church or like wedding chapel type place, and they do the play Tony and Tina's wedding, and then you're kind of sat by and interact with a lot of the actors as it goes on.
Oh, so you're like in the wedding. You're like a part of the wedding.
That's right.
You're like watching the wedding.
Mm-hmm. And it's not Tony it's Tony and Tina. Okay. But anyway, I think that's what he thinks it is. Because he seemed really in character. He was doing a real strong Italian accent too.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Now it makes sense, because I've heard a lot of really hateful people say that it's Tony and Tina, not Tony and Tony. And I didn't understand what they were talking about.
Well, now you know.
Now I know that they're being horrible people.
Yes.
So that's the update, and on Jamal, that's where he is.
That's where he is. He'll be back at some point once the Tony season is over.
Yeah, once Tony's are over, he'll come back. Once they leave his house, once he stops going to Tony and Tina's wedding, I hope he brings him a gift. Gotta bring a gift to a wedding. Or money. Yes. Give money.
Yes, or a big bag of nice money.
Yes.
That you leave there for them. So I think that'd be good. So good luck to him. All blessings, bless up, that kind
Blessings
of stuff.
Up. Yeah.
I guess we should get into it.
Okay.
We've there are going to be some changes around here.
Yes.
In Pod Chef.
Mm-hmm.
For a very long time, this has been the most punk rock podcast out there.
Mm-hmm.
Very by the people, for the people kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't take anyone's money. We did it just really pro bono, just fucking seat of our pants, like on the fly kind of stuff. Just really, really cool. No money involved.
Yeah.
That all changes.
That's done.
We're talking about going corporate, and of course, cue fucking No Chance in Hell. Vince McMahon. Future president, probably, his music. We've gone corporate, and that means there's more money coming in now.
Yes.
Well, money in general is coming in.
Yeah, from zero to some.
Mm-hmm. Some 41 money.
Yes.
Fat lip. So there's going to be ads now, people.
Yeah.
We're going to have ads. We're getting, I mean, to put it really, to try and be as like, I don't know, diplomatic and professional about it. We're getting a big fucking chunk of change that's going to get dropped off in our house to fucking sell out and do a very non-punk rock podcast.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it willingly.
Yes. So when I was a young man, a teenager, if you will, early 20s and such like that, I was in the scene, the music scene, and what I didn't like is when bands would sell out or make money, and I wanted them to forever be my band, you know? I wanted to be able to see them at smaller venue and be like, hey, I know this band, you don't know this band, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would do this thing called selling out.
Yes.
And I, at the time, didn't like it. I thought, well, you know, I thought you were punk rock. I thought this was about the music. You didn't do it for the money. And then I started making content and putting my time into it, my effort into it. You know, these things don't edit themselves, you know. They don't, you know. I do it, and they don't do it very well because it's, you know, because it doesn't pay. And here comes the money for Shane's music. And so the first opportunity that we get to make money, I said we got to do this right now.
Yeah, we jumped on board. I mean, to be honest, there had been no offers prior to this.
Yes.
We had been openly begging for offers, and we're getting no bites. And finally, you know, we took this little garage band podcast out on the road. You know, some big corporate agent with some black sunglasses and a white suit and a big briefcase was in the back of some seedy club that we were doing our podcast at. And after the show, he said, "You guys got a great sound. How would you like to make at least $5 to $7 each a month?" And we said, "Show me the money."
Yeah, where do I sign? That's what I said. Without even knowing what the product was. No idea what he was talking about. He could have said anything. He just said, "How do you make money?" And I said, "I want to do it."
Yes.
And so fortunately, it's just advertising and not something worse, because I immediately signed the contract, and if it had did anything, I would have been contractually obligated to do that thing.
That's a real fear that we might be in some kind of weird boy band in sync situation.
Yeah.
Because I didn't read that contract either.
No. And I sent it to my lawyer, but what happened is I don't have a lawyer, so it just didn't go anywhere. I don't know who I sent it to.
Yes. I tried to read it, but it was so hard because there were so many words and it was so long and they were so close together.
Yeah.
And I just kept like, you know, I tried to get my eyes real small so I could read it. And I just kept getting so tired and I kept looking at my phone instead. So I did not finish it.
And
so I don't know what's in there.
Yeah. And they weren't words that I like. Like I went through, I kind of glanced through it, I skimmed it, and I didn't see words like hot tub or infinity pool or like water slide or like poolside cabana. I didn't see any of those words in there. And when I read things, I want to see those words.
Yeah, you're scanning. I'm always scanning for the word cabana in anything that I'm reading.
Yes.
Especially when I'm on wrestling Reddit.
A lot of drama in that cabana. They're going to split the brand. They're going to split the brand. Sounds like.
Oh, God, what a mistake.
Bad idea.
I read it, and the only thing I remember is something about shall forfeit all rights.
Okay, but that sounds okay.
I don't know what happened before that or after that. So was it all others outside of Brian, Jamal, and Reeves shall forfeit all rights to them? That sounds possible. And
nice,
that
sounds good.
Yes, that sounds like a good deal. But I don't know what happens before or after. So
no, and maybe you're like, why don't you read it now? And if only it were that easy. We signed it. We had a chance to look at it, signed it, and then he did this cool thing where he made them disappear. And he's a bit of a magician. And I was very surprised. And we were clapping and
Yeah.
we were like really excited about simple magic. I mean, magic's great. It's very cool.
I don't know about that. But yeah. It definitely disappeared. And now, fans, you will see a difference in the show. The quality of the show. The show might be, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes longer.
But to counterbalance, we'll make this one shorter. That's our promise to you.
Yes. We will try to cut back on the normal length of the episode. We will not succeed.
No.
And add on top of that a nice little ad.
With and maybe pockets. If you're hearing the ad, 2 asks from me. Maybe Reeves has some asks too, but my 2 asks are: 1, when we give you the code, you use the code. You take it, you go to the little website, you punch it in, you buy the product, you use the code. That's my 1 ask. My second ask is, when you hear us reading copy, don't laugh at us because we didn't write it. We want you laughing with us, not at us. And in this situation, you might want to laugh at us, and don't do it, please.
Yes, those are my sentiments too. Okay. Definitely know that when we are reading the ads, they are what the ads are.
Yes.
They are true. That's what has been given to us. And don't go fucking snitching on us to anyone. Okay?
Be cool. Be cool.
Freaking cool. But I'm looking at you, Foot Clan. Be cool about it.
We've done... Look, I know we haven't called you guys out in a while, but don't get back at us by not being cool and fucking narking us out, all right? Just be fucking cool, all right?
Just be cool about it. Let us, have some fun. It's very hard for us to read things verbatim or well at all.
You've heard the issues. We just told you the issues.
There's so many issues with reading and comprehension and, basic attention span. So it's going to be what it is.
Yeah. And just be fucking cool. All right. We've prepared you for that.
It
won't be this episode, we think. Who knows? I don't know. All right. Let's do Chefs I Prepared for You, and then we'll talk about Top Chef, which is what all you lovelies come for. Here's another question, though. People don't listen to the front part, so where the ad should go, should the ad go like here, and then we'd say like Top Chef talk starts here, but make it at the ad part? So you got to listen to that? Like,
so the ad would come before Chefs I Prepare for You?
You cut out before.
Oh, jeez. I think the ad has to come right before the review part.
Yes, but then we'll say like the review starts where the ad starts. We'll say like this when Top Chef talk starts, and they'll be like, "Cool, here's Top Chef," but it's the ad. And we'll even mix some Top Chef talk in there, so you won't know. You'll be like, "This is the stuff that I want to hear," and you'll be like, "Huh, I want to buy a product." All of a sudden, I'm going to use this code, and you'll never know.
Yes.
And we're gonna madmen your ass.
We're gonna make so much frickin' money.
Don fucking Draper, your bitch ass.
What's that sound? What's that sound? Remember?
Oh, you're doing that chest thing?
Remember? Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what the purpose of that scene was at all.
Was that the only scene that McConaughey was in the entire movie?
The very beginning part, because he's supposed to be like the mentor for him at the other. I can't remember what firm they're at.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's what the money's for.
That's what the money's for. Okay, Chefs I Prepared for You.
Okay, this is where we say we had dinner last night and only last night, like we are presenting it to the judges. I always fuck that up. To the judges at Top Chef. We will go one at a time. And then afterwards we will vote, and there will be a winner. Chefs, last night I procured for you.
Yes. Same
thing I procured last week on the night before I record, and that would be vegan Chinese food from Veggie Heaven in Upper Montclair, New Jersey. Except for this time, I had the beef with broccoli. It's fake beef. And so the hot and sour soup, and my lovely wife Carrie got the veggie lo mein, and you know what? It's good. Katie, our last guest, didn't like that. And that's fine. I love it. And that's okay.
That sounds very delicious. Even the second time I've heard it. Does the soup come with the meal that you had, or did you just get that as an add-on?
It's an add-on. It is very cheap though. It's like $2.50 for a soup,
Oh,
which is a
that's
good
not
price.
bad.
I can't not get that.
Now, did you get it delivered, or did you go pick that bad boy up?
We pick up. I feel I don't.
Smart.
Since we moved to since we moved to the suburbs, we don't really do a lot of delivery anymore. It feels weird. It's almost like people don't want to do that.
Yeah. It's not offered. You have to go get it, or you just choose not to.
I think places do offer it, but there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's more steps than just like, hey, I live here, bring my food, and some guy on a bike comes. It'll be like some guy in a car, which is like a whole nother thing. You know, they got to put it in a car. It's going to cost so much more, and they want to be like, well, where do you live? Well, that's not in the vicinity. That's far. I'm like, not really. In New York, they'll bring you food from anywhere. They'll be like, where do you live? I live here. Cool, I'll be there in an hour. And then some dude shows up on a bike, and the bike's got a motor, so he'll do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I live in big cities, so we do delivery a lot, and it costs a lot of money. And so you get to watch the little tiny bike man all the way from southeast ride. And then it's kind of like the video, if you ever played the Nintendo game where there was the baby boy, all of a sudden at some point it just falls over. And you're like, oh, I'm not getting my food. Biker fell over. Guy's done. Chefs, I prepared for you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Period.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot here, though. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. This is not. It is a simple sandwich. There are a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start at the beginning.
Yes.
What's the bread? What's the bread situation?
Nice wheat, Whole Foods brand sandwich bread.
Okay.
Just wheat.
Okay.
And then I went with, what was it? A Concord grape jelly.
Is it Whole Foods grape jelly?
Oh, you better believe it.
Okay.
Very gelatinous. That's how I like it.
The like jelly. Because I've learned that there's jelly, there's jam, and there's preserves.
Oh, yeah. They're all different. I think for a sandwich, I want the jelly.
Okay.
For all others, I'm taking jam, baby.
Okay.
But I don't like to jam out my PB&J. So that was the jam.
The J.
And then the P, a creamy Jif.
Okay. All right. So you're not a crunchy boy?
I think for a sandwich I prefer creamy.
Okay.
But I don't mind crunchy. Crunchy still works. I used to really not like crunchy, but I've been converted and I see the benefits of it. You get a nice crunch in the sandwich. I get it. Mm-hmm. But I think if I were to pick, I would go creamy. I also really like peanut butter. I will just eat a scoop of peanut butter sometimes. Yeah. It's a nice little treat for myself in lieu of any kind of sweet treat. We can't have sweet treats or chips at the house because I will eat all of them. So
have you ever taken a spoon and put peanut butter on it and then dipped it in the jelly jar and just had that? You ever done that?
Holy shit! No, I haven't done that.
Okay, give that a shot sometime. It's not bad. You will miss the bread, but it's still nice. I'll do that if I don't have bread. If I don't have bread, I'll do that.
It's a little spoon treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little amuse-bouche.
You have one bite on a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll serve on Top Chef.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got to vote.
Yes. All right. So we can't vote for ourselves. Of course, that's the rule. So I am going to vote for Reeves.
Okay. I appreciate your vote. I can't vote for myself. That's against the Constitution.
Yes.
So I will vote for Brian.
Okay. Well, got a bit of a tie here. So we'll have to vote again. This time we can't, again, same rules, can't vote for yourself, but you also can't vote for the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
No.
Here's a question.
Yeah, please.
Can a
get us out of here
who is currently indicted, me, continue to run, or is that illegal?
Oh, that's right. And I established that I wasn't born in America.
Mm-hmm.
So I also probably can't run either. You know what we should do? Let's give the power to the people.
Yes.
So
Hell
now
yeah.
everyone who's listening, you are the winner.
Yes. Well,
You
I was
make-
going to say you guys write in and tell us who wins.
Oh,
but
okay.
I
Do that
like
too.
to think
Yeah,
they're all the
no,
winners too.
that's better because I still want to win. So
Yes.
no one. This is our call to action. Vote. How are they going to do it? Write a review. Give us 5 stars and just say who wins.
Please give us 5 stars. We've had a slew of reviews that were very negative that have brought down our overall rating. Actually, not too many, but literally, if you only do one, it really crashes you down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, write us a nice review and then say who won. Who's freaking winner? Who you vote for?
Yeah. Because as it turns out, voting is no picnic. As is Top Chef is no picnic. That's a bad episode title. Top Chef is no picnic. It was a picnic.
It sucks.
But I guess it's saying because it's hard, so it is no picnic.
Yeah.
It's the picnic, and we will be right back.
Pod Chef.
Welcome back, everyone, to Pod Chef. Season 9, episode 5, I think. I said it wrong. No, it might be 6. It's 6.
It's 6.
I have no idea where we are.
Mm-mm.
This is the part of the show when you skip ahead and listen to this part right here. And I don't know why. We're just as funny in the first part. I don't know what you're doing.
People like what they like.
Yeah.
This episode starts with Amar giving Gabri a little pep talk. He says, "Get your shit together. I love you so much. You're like a brother to me. You fucking rock. I'm 40 years old and I'm doing this. You're a young kid. You can go around and kick ass.
Yeah.
So get on up and cook."
So they're all inspired. So then they go home and then they're in their hotel rooms and Charbel, they make us think that Charbel is going to be in the bottom suite because he says, "I've never been in the bottom." And Sylvia's like, "Oh, I've been in the bottom," and they have a fun little thing. And then Padma shows up at their door.
Freaking terrifying.
And she says, "Go tell everyone to get together." And why didn't Padma do this herself? Why'd she go out and knock on one door and be like, "I'm not doing the rest of the doors. That's all I'm
I
doing."
was like, I don't even know who is in what room. I don't know. Are they all together? No one told me. You go tell your friends. You know where your friends are. I'm gonna be downstairs. When you're ready, come downstairs to the kitchen and we're gonna do the show. By the way, you do not have to bring your knives.
No, don't bring your knives.
Yeah.
Don't bring your knives.
Sylvia was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then there's like a scene of her like taping a knife to her back, just in case she needs it. You
smart.
also later see Tom, not our Tom, but the other Tom,
Yeah.
spinning a knife around on a table.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? Like, I was like, where'd he get that knife? And that seems dangerous.
They were told not to bring knives, and he had a knife and he was spinning it. So I don't know. Maybe there were knives there waiting for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't bring your knives. We got a bunch of knives down there for
Yeah,
you.
it's a fucking kitchen. There's plenty of knives.
Yeah.
So they show up. They're all there, and they're all like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And Padma's like, "We're gonna do a little tea time, but don't worry, you're not gonna be cooking." So we're all like, "Well, what's gonna happen then?" I was like, "They have to make tea." I was worried it was gonna be a tea making challenge. I was really worried it was gonna be some fucking tea making.
Dry out tea leaves and make tea. That's fucking.
I was
nuts.
worried it was not going to be fun. But no, it turns out that they're bringing up the people from LCK, Last Chance Kitchen, and making them do the cooking for them to come back to the competition. What they're doing is making tea towers.
Never forget. Yes, and the tea towers consist of finger sandwiches, scones, and pastries.
Yes. And that's what they gotta do.
Yes. So, and they Padma and Tom say, "Listen, rest of you, your job is to not cook, but to eat and to judge." And Sarah's like, "I'm okay with that."
Yeah.
Clip 1.
Here we go.
And you, chefs, will be helping to decide who gets back into the competition.
Yeah, not bad.
This is totally up my alley. I am able to judge anyone anytime. You just let me know and I'll judge the shit out of you.
That's very cool. Nice to say that you were very willing to judge friends, anyone on the street, just give an opinion on what you think about them. I once had someone tell me that they were more interested in doing the interviews than being interviewed. And I'm like, yeah, that's the easy part. So the winner of Last Chance Kitchen comes back into the competition. Great. But also they get immunity.
That's wild.
Isn't that nice though? Because there's been a history of people coming back in and getting eliminated immediately, brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And they fixed that. I think it's nice. That's how it should be. You get back in, your reward is immunity, and then you go out probably to the next one.
Yeah, I do think it's nice. I do think that I think the reaction of all the other contestants is the correct reaction. Like us as a viewer is like, oh, that's nice. You as a chef is like, oh, fuck that.
Fuck this person. Fuck you, Dale. Oh yeah, Dale
I gotta
wins.
go home because you fucking came back. You already went home once. Now I gotta go home.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't make
So-
sense. And pretty much everyone, that was their opinion. It's like, listen, these people have been eliminated. There's just one more person that's back in the competition that I have to stomp my foot on top of their head until my shoe is covered in brains. So they show some pictures of Dale with his shirt off. Apparently he got into shape or something. Yeah, good for you.
They do, so we get this fun foreshadowing of we know that Begonia's doing terribly and we get Dale saying like, I'm gonna keep it simple, and then Begonia saying, I'm gonna push it, and then Buddha's like, this is easy if you keep it simple, and then of course Begonia falls apart.
She blows it.
Yeah, she's doing too much. She breaks a bunch of plates. She makes these little eclairs that look like shit.
They don't look like eclairs. They look
really
like
look
little
bad.
Fingers with some doo-doo on top of it.
They don't look good.
Doesn't look good. I like this because it fits thematically with the episode, which is kind of like, it's kind of telling you if you do too much, then you will fail.
Yeah.
You will crumble under the pressure and you won't meet the guidelines of the challenge. She also misses a freaking plate.
Yeah.
You see her eating that food that didn't make the plate later.
Someone's got to
so
eat
sad.
it. So I think what happens is eventually Tom goes back there and he's like, hey, where's that missing thing? And she's like, what missing thing? Because you ate it all. That's what you got to do. If there's no food back there, you can say, I didn't miss anything. If I missed something, then where is it, Tom?
Where is it?
And he looks and he's like, well, I don't see it. He's like, yeah, exactly.
Fucking face.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's a point where they're talking with the cast, kind of asking like, well, who do you not want back? I think kind of jokingly, and Nicole says, if you don't have something nice to say about someone, don't say it at all. And it's like, damn, dude, who's she talking about?
Yeah, what were we gonna say about these dudes? You gonna fucking rip these two apart?
You fucking hate Begonia?
She's like, yo, Begonia fucking sucks. I'm not gonna say it.
I hate Begonia.
to say my mother said, if I have nothing nice to say nothing at all. That you're saying the mean thing.
Yeah. We know you got something mean to say.
Yeah, it's almost worse. It's almost worse than I have to imagine what it is. And in my head, it's gonna be the worst possible thing. You're like, my mom said not say anything. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. My head's like, are you calling me? Are you saying that my fucking breath smells like poop? Is that what you're gonna say? Is that what you're gonna say? I got poop breath?
Yeah.
I
I don't. It just smells that way all the time. It's a condition.
Yeah. It's not. Don't say that. I know you're gonna say that.
So yeah, she started spreading around lies that Begonia set off bombs in the bottom of the T towers.
Watch the documentary, folks. It's an inside job.
So they vote. Of course, they can't vote for themselves. They vote for either Dale or Begonia, but apparently it is unanimous for Dale.
Yeah.
Dale's back in.
Goodbye, Begonia. She doesn't get to say bye to Cabri, her friend. They don't let them say bye. She just gets sent away. I thought that was very weird.
That sucked. Yeah, it was very clunky.
Yeah.
Dale comes back. He's very emotional. Padma gives him a nice hug, which is, of course, the equivalent of like 5 Paul Hollywood handshakes. Dude's going to think about that for the rest of his life. And then we move on to our elimination challenge.
Yeah. It's a team challenge. They keep doing a lot of team stuff. They have to create a ready-to-serve elevated picnic basket at the High Clare Castle, which is, if you watch Downton Abbey, which I don't, it's where those people lived.
I do, and it is
you-
those people definitely.
They definitely live there. Those people live there.
Those people definitely live there.
And they're doing all those Downton Abbey things.
Yes.
You know what you do on that show.
Very, very white people. A lot of people were saying my mom likes Downton Abbey, and the truth is everyone's mom likes Downton Abbey.
It's a
It
mom
is good.
show.
I've seen it a couple of times. It's a
Oh, wow.
nice. My wife described it as like a nice warm sweater. It really is. It's a very
Okay.
comforting show to watch.
So there's no drama in it?
There's drama, but I would say it's on the lighter drama side.
Okay.
I mean, there are some very dramatic moments to it, but it's just it's very nice.
Can you give me one plot line? Like what one episode might be about?
I'm only thinking of the really sad ones.
Okay.
But there was one about how one of the daughters wanted to pursue a career. I think she
Okay.
wanted to be like a nurse or something like that, and then she ran off with her boyfriend to Ireland.
Okay.
Spoiler. I think it's very beginning of the season. And then bad things happen.
Okay. All right. Warm sweater.
Let's just talk about Downton Abbey. Another main thing is there's this guy. There's a guy who's constantly being accused of murder.
Okay.
And the very beginning, I can't remember. This is killing everyone listening. Mr. Something. He's constant like
Mr. Big. Is it Mr. Big?
It's Mr. fucking Big, dude.
Okay.
Mr. Big
All right.
is there.
Okay. This is a crossover.
Yes, he's there, and he kind of befriends one of the blonde women, but he's just because he's been in a previous marriage, he's very non-committal. And he comes and goes.
Tell me about it.
Because he's always wanted for murder. So there you go. Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. Watch it if you're a mom. Or thinking of becoming one. So there's two teams, yellow team and a blue team. I think this is all the people on the team. No, I can go on the internet here and look it up.
I can tell you.
Blue team is
yeah.
Yes, please tell me.
Blue team is Buddha, Charbel, Dale, Nicole, Sarah, and Victoire. Yellow team is Ali, Amar, Gabri, Sylvia, and Tom.
And Amar says that him and Ali and Gabri are always on the same team. It's the third time in a row they've been on the same team. So they should know each other. They should be good friends. And these good friends are going to go to where the fucking queen goes shopping, which is someplace called Fortnum something or other.
Yes. It's called Fortnum and Mason. And maybe I'm pronouncing the first part wrong. Yes, and that's where the queen, rest in power, used to go pick up her fucking prunes or whatever it is that she ate.
Yeah. We get to see this great place, which looks like in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, when he's at the toy store. It gives you that kind of vibes. It's
does.
this outrageous kind of food wonderland where you could get lost, and if you maybe have a stolen credit card, your parents' credit card, you could just buy whatever you want and get things that could make traps so you don't get caught by the... Are they the wet bandits in 2 or sticky bandits in 2?
I think they're the wet band. No, they start out as... Let's dig into this. They start out as the wet bandits, and I think they're the sticky bandits in 2. I think you're right.
Okay, all right.
Please write in. So everyone write in the first part, the first thing we told you to do. Write in, correct us on Downton Abbey, and then write in, correct us on Home Alone.
Yeah, and vote for the winner of Chefs I Prepared for You.
Yes, please.
You have homework to do. So they go to this expensive, fancy place, and they're just like, wow, look at all this stuff here. Whoa, look at this. Let me get this. And I want this. And I got so much pounds to spend. And so they're doing that, and they get all the fancy stuff there.
Yeah.
And Tom is like, I need this stuff.
I need so many things. I have to spend all of the money. This fucking fancy pants store, and you all have to watch me do it because I need it. And they just let it happen.
They let it happen. They don't even fight him for it. They just let him do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't fight for it, but he's like, no, I need this. And then he's like, what is this, chicken? You don't need this. She's like, yeah, I do need this.
He threw it on the floor. He's like, you can get that at Whole Foods because it's cheaper there. Thank you. Everything cheaper at Whole Foods.
How many avocados do you need? I need all these avocados. And he did we saw him make an avocado little plate. I don't know what's going on. There's some scene when someone asks Amar if he's ever made a picnic, and he keeps calling it a picnic.
Yeah.
He says, I've never done a picnic, never made a picnic. Is that something?
It's picnic.
Yeah. I don't know if someone told him wrong.
Yeah, or some joke we don't get.
Maybe it's an inside joke and they cut the beginning part of it.
They did him dirty. Yeah, that sounds right. We see the jump. They get back to the kitchen. We see this jump that we saw in the trailer. Allie jumping into Dale. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we learned. Oh, well, actually, there's a nice musical return
Yes.
that happens. Clip 2.
Fish tastes like a picnic in Spain. It's like when you eat this salad and then you lay down on a blanket and make love.
I like it funky.
Or quilt, if you're from Paducah. Quilt city capital of the world. What are you going to...
Now, it's been a very long time since we've heard this song.
It has.
I don't want to say with 100% confidence it's because of our podcast. Because we pointed out that Top Chef early on only had about 4 different songs and the sexy music was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that it'd be nice to hear it again. But now we've heard it again.
It's back.
So, bingo,
And
official podcast. And bingo, thanks for being a listener. Always nice to meet a fan.
Always nice to meet a fan. And nothing like finishing up saying something like sexy, like make love, with saying Paducah.
Perfect.
Like you're in Spain and you're making love on a on a blanket, or a quilt from Paducah.
Paducah.
Paducah. No, it's Street Fighter.
Paducah.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool as hell that we did that. That fucking rules.
Clip that. So Tiger
Make a YouTube video out of that.
So Tom comes in, does his rounds. There's a point, this is super specific, and I might have been the only person that noticed this, but he's talking to Buddha, and he's kind of like, yeah, I get it. I know what you're doing, Buddha. I see it. Yeah, you got your mold, your banana mold. Cool. But he it's a shot of the bananas in the container that Buddha has, and Tom has his hand on it, and he's just like lightly patting it. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what is it. Watch it back. He is lightly patting it, like it's almost like patting like a dog or something like that. Like good bananas, good container of bananas.
I'll have to check.
Watch it back. It's weird.
I'll watch it back. Additionally, when Tom's back there hanging out, he goes to Nicole and he's like, "Hey, what are you making?" And she says, "A Niçoise salad." And he goes, "But I see salmon there." And she goes, "Yeah, I'm making a Niçoise salad with salmon." And he goes, "Okay, all right,
Okay.
okay."
Well, that's not how I know it.
Okay, I've heard of tuna, but all right, let's see how this goes. And he turns to the camera, he does like the crazy, like puts his like whoa, like to the camera, like
yeah, crosses
nuts.
his eyes and like puts the thing around, like his finger in a circle around his ear.
Swirls,
yeah.
Then let's see. I was also getting weird, like the other Tom, not the chef Tom, not Chef Tom, who's judge. Mm-hmm. He was giving me like Voltaggio vibes this episode. He really felt like a Voltaggio here. He was being kind of crazy, and he was like making little mistakes, but like doing all this like weird, like specific stuff. He wants to be a Voltaggio, but isn't quite there. Maybe he needs like a firmware upgrade to like really get there.
Yes, he needs some kind of system upgrade to get to that level. He definitely is very. I think there's an arrogance to him.
Yeah.
He fucks up his like tomato strainer.
Spills that shit everywhere.
And he gets so angry, he perfectly kicks his picnic basket away. Mm-hmm. Typical German. So we get to the actual challenge, the frickin' Downton Abbey castle.
Yes.
It's beautiful. They do the walk, very cool. And basically what we know now is the yellow team made theirs was too complicated. Everything they made, they didn't keep it simple. It was too complicated. They didn't understand Sylvia's dish. There was a weird sweetness to it. They didn't get it. And then like Gabri's, he made like a tostada that like fell apart, and he had like 50 instructions to go along with how to put it together, and then they couldn't eat it.
They were so just when he was like, "No, you do this and this and this," and Tom's face is like, "I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah,
Make me do work.
I'm not doing that.
I want to show up and eating. What the fuck you have me to do work for?
You know, some kind of instructions. What am I doing? IKEA furniture here? No." And that's not the only character we see from Tom. We see a nice waiter Tom show up.
Yes.
Clip 3.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name's Tom, and I'll be your waiter tonight.
Nice. I'll be your waiter. Just make sure you leave me a nice big fat tip.
Yeah,
Thank you very
don't
much.
worry.
So producers told me it took hours to get Tom to get 1 in character for that, and then 2 out of character.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I've heard that he really takes it seriously whenever he's asked to do a role like that.
Mm. And he said to practice for the role, he took a champagne bottle and tapped it against his eye every day. Just so, when the shot came, he didn't flinch at all. And they were like, well, you're not going to put the champagne bottle to your eye. You're gonna open. He was like, no, this is for my character. I'm an actor.
I hope that someone watches out for him for the next couple of months, because it's possible that he could not be able to, he turned it off to the rest of the shot, but you can't ever really unring that bell. Once you've gone that deep and stared that kind of insanity of being a waiter right in the eye and looked at it and took it into you and made it become part of yourself, it's always in there. So I hope someone is with him and helping him and making sure that he doesn't do something. I'm not going to finish the joke to say what exactly it is, but what I'm talking about.
We know.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
He goes in deep, and he has warned us. He says, this is why I'll never take that Joker role.
Right.
As many times as frickin' whoever directs this movies, Christopher Nolan has offered it to me. He's like, I'm not going to take it because I'm going to go too deep and I won't be able to get out. And they'll find me in some alley somewhere, just in a stupor, just laughing. Maybe doing my waiter Tom character too. So the blue team clearly wins.
They beat the hell out of
They
fucking
beat their
the yellow
asses so
team.
bad.
They beat the shit out of him. Tom, Nicole shut his ass right up, because he was he even said I was gonna like this, but Nicole shut my ass right up. Really fucking shut his ass up.
Yeah. Nicole did a great job. She won, and she gets $10,000. There's a nice little personal story for Nicole too. I like that. And that's how you do it. So reality TV right now, and maybe I'm just projecting because Survivor does this a lot more now, is a lot of personal stories, which is great, but it can't be a continuous driving force for the show. It's you pepper it in. And I think that's what this was. It was a clear narrative. It was very nice, and we move.
Yeah.
I liked it.
She's adopting, needs money. Wants money, gets 10 grand. There you go. Before we get to the 2 bottom people, nowhere in a rush here, I do want to bring this up because I don't want to forget this. There's a shot before they come back to the judges table of a tree with a face in it. And what I want to say is that this is clearly some man that's been cursed by a witch.
Yes.
And has to become, I've never seen Downton Abbey, but if that's a storyline where they've cursed some man to be a tree, and now he has to always be there. And maybe he was like, this is my land and I'll never leave. And some witch was like, okay, you'll never leave. And then abracadabra, you're a tree. But they just showed up for a quick and didn't really mention it, which I think is doing the audience a disservice, because I want to know why that man got enchanted to a tree.
Because you've never seen the show, and that does happen in Downton Abbey. It does happen to Aiden. He comes back, and he's, of course, very country. He doesn't want to live in the big city, and then a big witch puts him in a tree. And it's well, I think Aiden's probably the best fit for Carrie, and now he's in a tree. She's still hung up on Mr. Big, and he's maybe a murderer.
Yeah, the right guy's right there for you the whole time, Carrie. He's in the yard. He's a tree.
Do you think we could do a whole episode on Sex and the City once?
I'm almost out of references. I think I know Mr. Big. I know Carrie. At some point, I could say are you a Samantha? That's kind of where it goes for me. That's all I can get. Do you have more?
I can do a Steve impression.
I don't know who that is.
Miranda. That's my Steve impression.
Is that it?
Miranda. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Anyway.
I can talk about Entourage.
Oh, hell yeah.
So there's two bottom people, and they're Tom and Sylvia, and we're like, who's gonna go home? And Padma goes, and I'll play the clip because I know there's a clip right here.
Sylvia and Tom, you had our least favorite dishes of the day, and one of you will be going home. Just not yet. Come with me.
Come with me if you want to cook. What a cliffhanger. I love this. There's good drama. I like it.
They've never done this before. Made you go watch Last Chance Kitchen.
Not in this way. Like, I can't remember a time, I'm sure someone will correct us, but I can't remember a time where this was like not set up. They don't do twists in this way very much on the show. Like sometimes they'll tell you ahead of time, like, oh, it's a double elimination, or someone from Last Chance is going to come back after this or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's never like, oh, now, I mean, I know they've done runoffs before, but I don't remember it happening in this way. And then it going, well, maybe they have. And it went to Last Chance. I have like a vague memory of the Texas season of maybe that happening. Anyway.
It seemed like Tom was like, we need to get people to watch LCK. Let's do a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to LCK to finish this off. You got to go to watch this, see how it all turns out.
Yeah.
And I don't respond well to threats and to persuasion. So I didn't watch it just because I didn't want to give Tom the pleasure of making me watch Last Chance Kitchen. So I didn't watch it. Reeves, you watched it though, right?
Yeah, no, I negotiate with terrorists, so I did watch it. And it actually was pretty fun. The whole deal was they had to make a perfect sandwich. And the only requirements were a piece of meat between two slices of bread. That's it. Go with it. And so, of course, these fancy pants chefs decide to make a bunch of crazy stuff. Tom tries to make a sandwich that is what I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was like Chipeno. Is that the name of the thing that he tried to make?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Something, I kind of butchered the name, but something like that. He started off trying to do that for the sandwich, and everyone was like, what is wrong with him? Which kind of like rings true in the arrogance thing. But then he changes his mind, which is smart. So yeah, they both cooked it. Tom ended up doing a beef fillet sandwich with spicy tomato marmalade, and Sylvia did a crab sandwich with like a champagne, I think it was like a hollandaise sauce of some kind. And Tom won.
Wow.
And Sylvia goes to Last Chance Chicken.
Oh wait, okay, so all right, so she goes Last Chance Chicken, and Tom's still in the show. Okay,
yes.
So no one has officially gone home yet from this episode. Well, they've gone to
Begonia.
That's right. Yeah, and we do know. Yeah, beginning of the episode, we did send. Who did we send home? No, we didn't send. Wait.
What's your question?
I don't know what I'm saying. Wait.
So the very beginning of the episode, Begonia
Dale
got
comes
eliminated.
back.
Yes, Dale comes back in. Tom is in. Sylvia is now in Last Chance, and she'll hold it down for whoever gets eliminated next week.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I should have watched the Last Chance Kitchen, but I didn't because, like I said, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. So Begonia, where is she now?
Yeah.
She is Begonia Rodrigo, is the head chef at La Salita, which is in Valencia, Spain. It's a Michelin star restaurant. So go check that out.
Go check it out.
There.
If you're in Spain. And then maybe bring a nice quilt from Paducah and make love on it. Would you like to make love on my Paducah? This is from Paducah. Ooh, is this from Paducah? You know it's from Paducah. Okay, folks. Reeves and I said we'd go 40 minutes when the first episode started. It's been an hour.
Yes.
So we are going to go bye-byes. Again, we don't know the fantasy stuff. That was Jamal's thing. I don't know. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I don't know who's on my team. I have no idea.
I remember some of the people on my team. It really was like this. Jamal even reminded me who was on my team. So you know what? That's a nice cliffhanger for the next episode whenever Jamal's back, which should be soon. You get to get some updates on that. See where we're at.
So if you had no other reason to come back and listen other than that, well, now you have a reason. And also for the ad that's going to come up, and you got to buy the thing.
You gotta
Please.
buy it.
Here we go.
We need that $5 to $7 so bad.
Yeah, we think that's what we signed up for. We don't know.
Yeah, we may end up. If you see us in the newspaper, just know we agreed to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we're gonna go bye-byes. I didn't say it last time, and I feel bad, I guess. So we're gonna tune in later this week. We're gonna have a special interview with Chef Nick Wallace. You're not still listening to this, but if you did, we got Nick Wallace to talk to us from season 19.
Yes.
So come check that out. It'll come out later this week, and until then, we're gonna pack our knives and go.
This is fun.
Absolutely.
This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.